First serve of the day for Lafayette is Anna Penman. She sends it over, and there's Ava Palm getting her first piece of it, and Lafayette strikes first.
In that first match, she was really lethal up front. Lafayette knows they got to stop that early.
The starters for Lafayette include Carol Uluichny, Abby Neaporti, Abby Nicholson, Anna Van Wyk. Sarah Wachakovska on the serve, first time we've seen her today. There's Ava Palm, who gets this one in to go this time, and Syracuse retakes the lead.
That we talked about a couple of days ago as well, was he wants his team to be really aggressive serving, try and win on that first point this year. And yes, you're going to have some that don't go your way.
And you also have a lot of that. The block party coming up for Syracuse.
Oh, yeah.
It really looks good this early on the serve. Just remember, not being afraid to put the ball in play. Here's Season, a small floater. Great recovery by Emily Goldrup. First time we've said her name. And another block gets down.
Syracuse definitely had the better hand on NJIT for the majority of that contest. And for Lafayette, I mean, even though it takes you a little longer to edge it out, you're happy that you do. And you get some more experience and some more reps for these players early on. And look who it is again for Syracuse.
In that pass game. And that just helps when Syracuse got a lot of good grad transfers and just overall production from the transfer portal, along with some new faces.
And so they're used to playing a lot of hours in a given day. But for us, we're usually not announcing 2 games in a day, right?
That's right. And Oregon Tour in action at 11 today and have kept the train moving at 7. It starts with Ava Palm. Now set up Uluichny again. And Moore beats the entire Lafayette team, who was angled towards the front of the court.
In the middle this year for Syracuse. And she showed it in the first game. Transfer from Cornell, and she's showing it here again as Wachakovska slams that one down. Boy, there is a different energy on this team, at least to start this fall season.
Chance to take it here, and they do. 25-13, the final in set number 1.
Got a little banged up in game 1. Syracuse had to move around just a bit. Some players getting their feet set on the service errors, and those were eliminated here in the first set so far tonight.
Veronica Searzan, who might have been the player of that last set, sends this first one over, and Lafayette picks up point number 1.
From both of these squads.
12 kills on Syracuse's side, 7 on the Lafayette side. There's another block for that orange front row. And Skylar George comes in with a big kill of her own. Wachakovska with the service call at this point. Syracuse a slight lead over Lafayette. And another block. It's a multi-point lead back to the orange.
Again, Louisville beat Wisconsin the other night, and that's a Wisconsin team that is one of the top Big Ten teams. So the ACC is going to be really good this year in volleyball. But then for the Patriot League, field your position, no matter what sport it is. After you serve the ball in volleyball, you got to be ready to play in the back, right? You look at baseball and pitching, once you're done with your windup, one of many players that are playing for the first time in a Syracuse uniform. But now in game 2, she's looked a lot more comfortable, a lot more confident, having a lot of fun, dancing on the bench, and her energy is really up, and I think Syracuse is benefiting from it overall.
Right in front of Anna Penman. Sears into Moore, and she nicks to the top right corner on the court. Searzan back with that service call. 6'3" sophomore out of Savannah, Georgia. Lafayette responds with a kill of their own.
That we're looking at right now that these women are playing on. A lot of upgrades here taking place in the offseason.
But no differences in that Syracuse block. It's been dominant all afternoon.
Maybe a bit of a better experience, or at least be a little far off than most of our other colleagues would be at this point.
Ebony Aporti with the serve off for Lafayette, and Ava Palm making it look easy for the Orange. Lafayette trying to get any momentum they can right now. Eileen Lorenzen on the serve. Great recovery by George in that last play. She'll take it once again after Searzant recovered the ball from going out of bounds.
Oh,
unfortunately, she can't do everything.
I was about to say, she's all over the place, and she still dove for that last ball. Great effort.
Ganesh Rotnam has noted how big George can be for the middle of this Syracuse rotation. And Ava Palm just continues to be big.
Extend and win the point is something that's been an improvement.
Carson Grace Toomer gets the service call. Skylar George, a great dribble over the net, and Syracuse takes set number 2. It'll be Lafayette working from right to left, and the Orange from left to right. Hannah Eric Pollock with the first serve. Here's a dribbler over the far side, and a big spike down.
Attacks and some close points that have just not gone their way throughout this match. Because that ball did not miss by much on the other side.
That ball missed, though. Ellie Fezco, 5'10 sophomore on the Leopards team, gets a service call. Here's a ball that ricochets off of Vashakovska, off that Lafayette block. Free ball for the Orange. Moore's up. Vashakovska down the line. Good keep in by Neaporti. This Lafayette squad, talking to head coach Kristen Kaselica, he emphasized the importance of focusing on your side of the net.
And I think that goes for every aspect of the game, especially if you're Lafayette, because you're coming in here after a few-hour drive, bus ride, I should say, and, all right, you got a night to sleep, but then you go play 4 games. And to keep that level of energy up when Syracuse, the opposition right now, doesn't have to travel.
Here's Ava Palm, this team's leader, the game's leader in killers, I should say. She's up to 12 on the evening. Nice keeping by Emma Ortiz. The setup back to Palm, and she gets it on the inside corner.
It's been really one of the exciting things to watch today is the amount of power they have at the front. That's been something that's lacking as of late for Syracuse, and we see it again.
Sydney Moore.
Coming from Cornell, so not too far away, but she's going to be really lethal this year for the Cuse.
Moore's got 3 blocks and 6 kills of her own.
Quite a bit of the way down, and they are hanging in this thing.
And Van Wyk checks in, the setter out of Denver, Colorado. Fans inside the women's building trying to turn the momentum back to the way of the Cuse, but it's going to be hard there with an ace from Abby Neaporti. First ace for her today. Great dig by Schlichter to keep it in. Here's Vashakovska, and another great dig on the Lafayette side, but the point goes to Syracuse. An assist today. And she gets that first touch on the next transition by Lafayette. And Vashakovska just a little bit out of reach there.
Good middle for this Lafayette team, and someone that can be really, really good going forward.
Had 39 blocks last year with the Leopards. Syracuse punches right back. Zarnovitska, 6'2 senior out of the Czech Republic. Another one of the international pickups for Bakir Ganesh Sharatnam.
Wow.
Mira Lieder-Muller with the service call. There's a backside hit blocked by Zarnovitska, and then a double block combination from Syracuse gives them a little 2-point swing. The second game for both squads today. And that's how you respond. Sydney Moore. It'll be Abby Neaporti to send things away. She's got a rocket of a serve. Syracuse trying to just keep in at this point. A big chance here to end it. Ireland Lorenzen wins it for Lafayette. It's Veronica Searzant to send things off. And Lafayette, well, kicking off right where they left off in the last set. Ben White today, 4 assists and 2 aces. And how about a smackdown by Klarna Zarnovitska. Junior from Ukraine, Annie Nikolnikova, drives this one over. There's a backside hit. Nice keeping by the Orange. Skylar George with some power of her own. And there's Ava Palm. Just sticking her palms out, not needing to do any work. No timeouts called in this set quite yet. Of course, if Syracuse maybe takes another point or two lead, you could see that out of Christian Kaselika. Won't be needed there. Great keep in by Sydney Moore, but ultimately to no avail. And Veronica Searzant to serve it away for the Orange. Veronica Searzant now sets up George. There's the floater, and it lands in the middle of the court.
Lafayette showing a lot of fight tonight. They've impressed.
Now 3 players with 10 kills for the Orange. With Sydney Moore, Skylar George, and Ava Palm. That was her first ace of the day. Nice block up front by Syracuse. Searzant and Nikolnikova. And Skylar George comes in with a... They'll need one heck of a run from Ireland Lorenzen, the sophomore out of San Diego, California. And it ends in a killing fashion. There's Annie Nikolnikova. And Syracuse takes game number 2 of their Salt City Classic.